What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Foodie show. Again, Dude Network is powered by Garage Beer. Glad y'all could be here with us.
Boom.
What's up, family?
Hey, glad
How the
everybody
heck
can
is
be
everybody?
full show.
Damon, how are you, buddy?
Hey man, we try to take it easy today. We try to take it easy today.
Why
But
is that, buddy?
hey, well, I mean, we was on the go all day yesterday, so
Oh, right on.
we went on that hunt yesterday. So
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
yeah, it wasn't bad, man. Actually, it was a little different than what we expected,
Really?
and we'll talk about that on the after part. But we
Okay.
shot some pheasants, some kukas.
Oh,
So I
what?
mean, but yeah, we shot a couple of good birds and we had a good time. I mean, that was what it was about. So I mean, we had a good time, and that the fellowship was great.
Heck yeah,
So
dude. Yeah, that's one of the best parts about hunting is the camaraderie that
yeah,
goes
because I
down.
mean, there was four of us in our group, and so I mean, all of us just had a good time, man. That's what it
Heck
was
yeah.
about.
Right
What about
on.
you, man? How about your weekend?
I went up to the hills again to
Oh,
Mariposa to the haunted hotel.
oh man, you love that haunted hotel, don't you?
Dude, okay, but this one, like the doors were legitimately like it was weird. It was funny though.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Uh, but we brought two granddaughters with us this time. It was a
Okay,
blast. So
nice,
hey, welcome everybody. I see everybody in the chat.
man. We
Glad
got
you
some
all are
people.
here.
We got some people. We got some
And
people. We got
this guy
Steve.
did make a good point right here, though.
Hey, it is.
I don't,
That
I don't
is a
know
good
who
one.
that I don't know who that guy is, but he
Oh,
sounds really smart.
he looks familiar.
He sounds smart in his message, so
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
listen to that guy.
he's ain't got no beard though. What happened? Hey,
Yeah, it's
we
someone
got
different.
we got some people in. We got T Eagle Food in
Hey,
here. Cindy. We got some Tommy
what's
Markwell.
up,
Derek
everybody?
White. Who else we got? Who else we got? We got the mayor in the house.
No way. What's up,
Yeah,
buddy?
adventures.
Adventures. Waiting on that sticker,
Michael.
homie.
Yeah,
What's up?
Michael. Yeah, so that's who we got so far. Anybody give us a shout out so far in the comments? That's who we got.
Right. So we do have some stuff to give away tonight, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't have any cool graphics or anything. Sorry, it kind of came together last minute, but we still
Yep.
got something for you. We got a sample pack of Unky seasoning.
Yep.
And what's cool about Unky's, man, uh, is they support first responders. Like a bunch of or a portion of the sales from every bottle go to support first responders and
That's
firemen.
Hey man, that's important, man. That's important.
Right, it is.
Got
So
some new
hey,
movement.
welcome.
Oh, where'd it go?
Hey, oh,
It jumped on me.
yeah,
There it is.
there we
Rochelle.
go. Hello, welcome to the Dude
Well,
Network.
thank y'all for showing up. Hey,
Right.
hope you come back.
Uh,
Hope you find something good. Come
yeah.
back and see
Hope
us
you
again.
enjoy yourselves. So yeah, it's really good company, really good seasoning. So we'll be giving away a sample pack box of that, and then a mystery bottle of something that I will send out.
Oh,
Now we'll get the hashtag from our guest,
that's right.
but for the mystery bottle,
Just
uh,
wait a minute. Just wait a minute.
I'm going to give you a trivia question, and
There it is.
it'll be the first person that we see on our screen who answers.
That's
That's
right.
that's the only way to do it fair because they're from all over. They're from different socials streaming. So
Facebook, Twitter,
it's got to be the
YouTube.
first one we see on our screen who with the correct answer.
Yep,
I will send that bottle out to you.
there it is.
Um,
Hey man, hey, right there, right there. Hey, that's what's up. Appreciate that, Terry. Appreciate that service, man.
yeah, heck yeah, dude.
Cause
Fire is
hey,
the
I,
real deal.
cause hey, man, I was a volunteer firefighter myself, bro. I understand that
Hey,
pain.
I know about what fire does.
Well, and,
So
and that a lot of people say that's a good thing. Is what makes a good firefighter. If you love to play with fire, that makes a good firefighter. That was the old superstition to a
well,
degree.
it was like a place I worked at had a fire that people I just yeah, it was sketchy. It was sketchy.
Yeah,
And it's like unless you know what it's going to do under certain circumstances, it's just dangerous. You know, it
Hey,
is. It's wild. So anyway,
yeah,
I digress. We appreciate,
we could talk about it for
we
hours.
appreciate our first responders, our
That's
firemen. We
right,
love them. Thank you guys, and that's why we're out here supporting Unky. So
for sure.
anyway, yeah. Also, the give back monthly giveaway is going on. We're still putting it all together for you, but there is a hashtag for another prize. And I'm not going to tell you what the hashtag is. You got to go find out on Friday night show. Okay. And that's the only show that you can post that hashtag on for you to win. Now, this one is also, you have to, you can have up to 5 entries because there's 5 Fridays this month.
That's right.
So if you get every hashtag on Friday for all 5 Fridays, that's 5 entries. If you only get 3, you get 3, so on and so forth. But this enters you in to a monster giveaway of a big old Icy Tech cooler from the
Yep.
fellows over at Icy Tech who we had on a couple weeks back. And that show was a blast. So
Yeah, switch screens. Hold on.
there
That cool.
it is. That boy right there.
That
And
bad boy.
the Dude Network Red, Icy Tech, straight from the fellas. We appreciate the fellas over at Icy Tech. And if you guys aren't following them, you really should because their
Yeah.
dad jokes are effing
Yeah.
ridiculously awesome.
Well, I mean, they're just the OGs. They're just the OGs of the cooler game. I mean,
Right, yeah. Like you heard it here first. Well, look into that. That's all I'm
yeah,
gonna say.
for sure.
But anyway, let's get down to the meat and potatoes here. I know you didn't come here to hear me blabble all night.
Nah, absolutely.
So, right. For those of you who don't know, it is Women's History Month. I think on some calendars it says International Women's Month. So I'm not 100% sure. Please don't crucify me out there for that
Oh,
one. And there are a ton of women who have inspired and paved the way for others, especially in our arena, the foodie arena. So more to come on that here and later, maybe.
yep.
And just sneak, and here at TDN, we love our dudettes. And there's a lot of dudettes out there absolutely crushing it. And keeping with that tonight, we got another banger lined up. Sorry, I'm trying to remember everything. A professional woman, a mom, a chef. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, you might have seen her on TV. We got a celebrity here tonight. All right,
Yeah.
we
Hey,
reached out big. We went big tonight. So she's blown my mind with a few of her hacks, and a dudette who is crushing life and crushing as a chef. Are you ready, party people? Chef
ooh,
Janet
Hi.
of Chef
ooh.
Life Hacks.
Hey dudes, how we doing? I'm so
Right.
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Hard people.
That
I got my
is.
beer. I got my garage beer, but it's actually a basement beer because that's where my extra fridge is. So
Hey, it is
Basement
what it
beers,
is.
garage beers. I mean, it's the same. You're in there for the same vibe. Not much of a difference, I'm thinking.
you don't know what you're gonna get, but you're gonna
Right.
get something. Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm happy to be here.
No, hey, appreciate you
Absolutely.
coming.
I was actually because I was like, dude, I probably should have organized this better, but you jumped on it. I was super excited. So yeah, here we are.
I mean, what else
And
is gonna be on Sunday night at 9:00? So we're good to
that's
go.
what we're saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
Come wind down your weekend with us, everybody.
Yeah,
that's
I like
right.
it. I like it.
So I got to ask, since it's the Dude Network, what are we drinking? What are we
Oh,
sipping on?
so it's kind of an unfortunate name, but it's a good beer. It's from East End. It's called Fat Gary. I'm not sure who
Hey,
Gary is.
Fat
I
Gary.
feel bad for him. That's his nickname. But it was good. It's a brown ale. I kind of like darker beers. So yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I'm a big craft guy. Although
ooh,
I do
yeah.
like my porters and stouts. I do.
Yeah.
But I'm way more of a super tart, sour, saison, goze, goes.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
people.
yeah.
Uh,
Get it right, man. Get it
they'll
right.
come at us. They'll come at us.
Get it right.
The other one, I might have some haters from this. I don't really like IPAs. That's the only one I don't like.
I'm
Everything
with
else,
you.
it's a little
I'm with
bitter,
you.
but That's your thing? Do your thing.
Yeah. I used to be a really big IPA head, especially when I was brewing my own beer. We used to go really hop heavy, and when I found out what beer could really taste like, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, well, why would I
Yeah,
drink anything
that's right.
else?
I know. I
So
feel like a lot of people's first taste of a craft beer is an IPA. I'm like, no.
yeah, try, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
exactly.
uh, man, real quick before we get into anything crazy, how did this
We
all
just
start for you?
Oh,
Let's go through a little bit of the history of how you got to Chef Janet, and then how now you're this internet sensation on TV and stuff.
well, the crazy thing is, I started Chef Life Hacks about a year ago. I had it as a different name and started sharing some recipes and got a lot of feedback. Like, can you share this? Can you do that? And I said, well, okay. I didn't
Right.
realize how much I knew until I started sharing it. And then the cat is on the. Do you see in the
yeah.
background?
Oh yeah, that was
Oh
my
my
favorite.
god!
I was like,
Whoa!
ooh. I was
She's
like,
so
wait a
yeah.
second.
I just saw those two eyes when you said that, and I was like, I hope they noticed
Okay,
this, because
good.
they were all over me about a swinging door in my hotel room.
Oh my gosh, it's not my kids, it's my cat that's ruining the background noise. But anyway, all right. So Chef Life Hacks started a year ago, and it actually the crazy story of how I got on Talk Pittsburgh on KDK. Do you guys know who Donnie Iris is? He's kind of like a 70s type of not hard rock, but kind of soft rock. He's a local guy. He used to come into the golf course that I used to always work at. And nicest guy, really unassuming. And KDKA had like a 80th birthday celebration on another show that they had on KDKA. And so I commented, nice guy, used to come in. And Heather Abraham, who is, I mean, I've watched her for years and years. We're almost the same age. And I'm like, look at this girl just taking over, queen, just doing what she needs to do at a young age. And she reached out and she's like, hey, there's something going on at KDK I want to talk to you about. Do you want to chat? I'm like, yeah. So long story short, I was on Talk Pittsburgh last April. And they have me on once a month now. I'm kind of a chef contributor. So I know, I love it. I love
It's
it.
so awesome. No,
It's
yeah,
so
I'm
true.
not. That's not jealousy. That's just straight up like, yes,
Nah.
yeah. That's like,
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm celebrating with you.
Oh, you're sweet. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
When you get
it's
that
so
opportunity, you like, I hope I
right.
don't screw up, And I think because, I have such a passion for cooking, I'm nervous in front of people. I'm a little bit shy, honestly. But in front of a camera, like I just come out, out of my shell in front of the camera. But yeah, it's been crazy. I'm excited just to keep going to more.
Heck
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
So
Well,
go ahead, Damon.
no, I was gonna say you doing great so far.
Oh,
Right.
thanks.
Yeah. In a year, that's freaking awesome. It's hard to,
Mm-hmm.
like, not to get into the whole analytics or whatever, but it's
Right.
pretty impressive where you're sitting on Instagram within a year for sure. I've
I
been doing
think,
it longer.
well, I think I
Uh,
kind of, I don't show you the fancy schmancy stuff. And if it is fancy,
yes.
I'm like, listen, this is not hard to do. Like, you can do this, like risotto. So many people are like, that's all you have to do. I'm like, yeah, you just kind of simmer
That's
rice, and stir. That's it.
that's so
So I
funny you
think
doing
kind of,
risotto.
I wanted to do a little higher end things and, more fancy things, but I feel like I might lose some people. I just want to show you good stuff to have in your refrigerator and get you more comfortable in the kitchen. That's all I'm
I don't. Now,
about.
speaking from a follower, I am a follower, have been for a while. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't mind seeing a fancy every once in a while.
Right? I know.
Yeah, I'm a foodie. I love seeing fancy stuff.
I know.
But
I have a whole list in my phone of things I want to share. It's just the time to do it.
oh yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the
The
problem.
fancier is, let's be real, it's the more steps, more ingredients, which means more dishes.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
it
Yeah.
is. And people appreciate the simplicity and being explained. It's kind of like we're like for us normies who weren't, professionally trained. I don't know. Did you go to school?
I did. Actually,
You
after
have
college, I went to culinary school. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. So
Oh,
figured it
okay.
out. Sure.
But you have to have gone to school to say chef, right? That's the rule.
Oh, okay. So this is a good question.
Yeah.
In my mind, okay, there's two schools. There's the School of Hard Knocks, where you've been in the kitchen, just learned what you needed to learn, put your head down and just do it. And there's those people that went to culinary school. Both people can be called chefs. I don't think that you have to have a culinary school
I
degree to do that.
absolutely agree. Yeah, that is, yes.
Because a
Because
lot of times when you go to school, you think you come out and you know everything. You know nothing, like nothing of real world application.
I can
You
get
know what
that.
I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, this is
Okay.
how they told you to do it, but there's 10 different ways to do it faster, easier, cheaper. You know, it just depends on what your chef is telling you to do. So a lot of times whenever someone comes in, have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder from being in school, like, that's not how I was taught. That's not how we do it, you know? And they're harder to train. They're harder to manage. Sometimes. I'm not saying everything.
Yeah,
But
sure.
yeah, but I think if you work in a commercial kitchen for a couple of years, you lead a team, you know, love your craft, and you want to be called a chef, I have no problem with that. So
There you go.
yeah,
Right. And I mean, some of those guys work with really good chefs. Those
yeah.
guys who came up in just in the trenches. So
Well, that's the goal, is to work with someone that's better than you, that can teach you
Right.
what they know. Because that's what I love about cooking. Like, you can never know everything. You can't know every ingredient, every technique, every cuisine. Like, you're always constantly learning, and you have to humble yourself that you're not, you know, the best of the best. You're never going to be. You could try your best to do that, but yeah. So you have to be humble in the kitchen sometimes, because I still screw up. Like, I'm
Oh,
not
we
perfect.
all do.
Oh,
Oh, we all do.
oh,
Yeah.
And
And hey,
it
the thing
is.
is mistakes is what makes you better, though.
Yes, you learn. Yeah, next time I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Right. And
Yeah.
knowing what not to do, like you might not be able to do it perfect next time, but it's going to be better, obviously,
Right.
like without process of elimination.
And I also feel like I want to show people my errors, because if you make a mistake and you have to, you know, throw the stuff in the trash and order a pizza, you might not try it again. But if you know that mistakes are going to happen, try it again and learn from that, and
Right.
not feel like, oh, all is lost. I'm never going to try, you know, I'm not going to keep learning. So, yeah.
Right.
And you know, sometimes just learning from that, seeing other people do stuff and make mistakes, gives you the confidence to try and work through the problem. Okay, what do I do? How do I fix this?
Mhm.
You know, there's most things you can come back from. I mean, if you burn something, that's hard. But or if you really oversalt it, I don't know how you come back from that either. But I mean,
Yeah, potatoes. Add
true. Yeah,
potatoes. They're
yeah.
so
All
good.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I forgot about
Doesn't
that
always
one.
work, but
Man.
it doesn't always work. I will say that. I've tried it.
But for the most part, you know, and I think people think cooking is really intimidating. Actually, one of the inspirations for this show was a really good friend of mine, and he's like, dude, I watch your page. He's like, I'll never eat food like that. All this fancy crap you're making. I'm like, dude, maybe I make it look fancy, but I'm just,
Try. Yeah. Just
yeah,
try.
it's just a pasta dish I came up with, or it's
Yeah.
just, you know, a steak or whatever. And so
Mhm.
it was kind of like, well, let's show people that everybody's normal. And that's why we have people on who have really cool pages and get to know the person behind the account, because then you're just like, oh yeah, I could probably do this.
Yeah,
And man, I think everybody should cook for themselves as much as possible.
I think
So
so too. I think so too. I think everybody should work in a restaurant for 6 months in their life at least once, to understand, like, front of the house or back of the house. Like, when you're going to a restaurant, you don't realize how much is going on behind the scenes,
right,
in that person's brain, and maybe give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt. Like, you got, you know, triple sat and two chefs called off in the kitchen, you know. So I think that's it's knowledge that not a lot of people would realize until they do
right.
it.
And yeah, your attitudes at restaurants would drastically change, folks. I
I'm
promise you.
sure
I
you'll
have
leave a
worked in
better tip
restaurants.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
You say tip the chef too.
Yeah, I know. I wish we could. I wish we could sometimes.
right. I do. That is something that is, I think, lost
Yeah.
on the restaurant industry. that you should be. There should be some sort of system to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you just have an exceptional. I've eaten at restaurants. I've eaten at tons of times, and just sometimes it's like, holy frick, this dish is good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Yep. Kudos to the chef. I always try to say that, and I hope they
right.
go back and tell them. I think
Yeah,
they
yeah. I
will.
hope so. Right.
You would hope so, for sure.
Yeah. Usually they go back and like, there's something wrong. So hopefully when they go back and with the positive,
Mm-hmm.
they'll do it.
So one thing I did want to touch on is on your apron, your logo, it says Red Wagon.
Yeah.
So
Good story.
Hey,
huh?
so
Yeah, yeah.
before
Oh,
we get too deep,
hashtag
before we get
yes.
too deep, Janet, chef, I'm sorry, chef,
Oh.
give us hashtag for our viewers tonight so they can win the Unkies prize.
All right. Well, I know it's unkies, but it sounds like hunky, and I'm Polish, so we're gonna go hashtag cabbage.
There you go. Hashtag cabbage.
Ooh,
We'll get you
wow.
in the live giveaway tonight.
I love it. I love it.
I love cabbage, but when I was growing up and my grandma would be cooking it, we would just exit, like we would just go
Yeah.
outside.
Yep.
And I feel like she would then cook cabbage to get us to go outside.
Probably.
But it was always so good when it was done.
Hey, the grandmas and they
Just
were
like that. Just
they
like that.
were
Right there.
covertly smart back then.
Yeah. She's still with us. My grandma Cecilia, she's going to be 94 in a couple weeks.
Oh,
And
that's
I
awesome.
credit her with like getting me in the kitchen and just starting, just realizing, yeah, you could do this, so. But anyway, I'll get to Red Wagon. So it's kind of a funny story. All right. So in 2020, I, was a private chef, a nanny for a nice family, and everything shut down. So I had nothing to do. And I realized I am not a great stay-at-home mom. I need something to do, throughout the day. Stay-at-home moms are saints. But
right, right.
And I only had one kid at that point. So anyway, so I had wedding soup. That is one of my favorite soups to make. I even make like the mini meatballs myself.
Yes.
I find a good product, So long story short, I brought that to a party at my sister's apartment complex. And all these people were like, can you sell this to me? I'm like, yeah, I have nothing else going on. It just snowballed. And basically what I was doing was going around the apartment complex with my little red wagon that, that I would schlep my kids' stuff to the pool in, and deliver the meals. And then word spread and it blossomed from there. And I just love it. I mean, I'm doing private chefing for like 8 or 9 families. I provide meals for them each week, and I do cooking classes. I love cooking classes. That's fun.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Interacting like face to face, not just on a screen. It's really cool. So yeah, that's how Red Wagon started. And red's always been my favorite color, so you can see in the background that all my appliances are red.
I'm a big fan of red myself.
Yeah.
Good network. That's why we're giving away Red Cooler. It all.
Yep.
We knew you were one of us.
I'm your people. Don't worry.
Hey, I was gonna say this is a testament right here.
Oh boy.
Her meal plans on the bill.
That's my friend.
She actually has been able to get her husband to eat veggies.
Yeah, he ate mushrooms, and he had no idea he was eating mushrooms until after she waited to tell him.
So mushrooms was a new one for me.
Okay.
I had only had like button mushrooms, whatever's in the produce aisle at the restaurant, or portobellos, and whatever. Maybe it was the way they were presented to me, but I just, I know how good they are, this and that, and I found these lobster. What are they? Lobster mushrooms, Damon? Remember? I think they're called lobster mushrooms.
That's what she said. Something about lobster mushrooms.
Because I saw these things growing out of the ground, and I downloaded one of those plant identifier mushroom app things. I didn't eat it because I was like, man, I cannot risk this. But and then as I'm leaving the area, I see a lady pull up, pick a bunch, chop them all up, and start frying them. I'm like, son of a gun. And I'm reading how they have this buttery, like seafoody taste. And I'm like, okay, I got to give it another run at mushrooms. Went to my local farmer's market. There's a mushroom guy around here who grows mushrooms on logs and stuff instead of excrement.
Yeah.
And that has changed my life.
Yay. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was just neat to hear another story like that.
Well, yeah, I feel like, well, I hated asparagus when I was younger. And then I realized it was because it was canned asparagus and it was like snot. You
No,
know? Oh,
no, no.
and
I
then
would
I did.
gag so
Oh, yeah.
bad.
So, yeah, we'll get into this. My mom is a great baker. She's a baker. So I think that's why I got
Shut
in the
up, Mom.
kitchen. She knows. She knows.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why I got in the kitchen. Like, let me see what I could do, you know? So
Right.
I credit her somewhat for that. Yeah. She's the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my biggest one was Brussels sprouts. It's just one of my absolute favorite vegetables. But it was like that cabbage. I would smell it cooking, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
dinner's gonna suck.
Yeah.
And I eat them all the time now. So, but I make them the way I like them. So,
Lots of bacon, right?
or just by themselves.
Oh,
or
good.
Grill,
Oh, good.
or grill them. Yeah. Oh man, if you guys are sleeping on grilled veggies, I will literally grill cabbage steaks, broccoli. Everybody knows about asparagus, but I'm telling you, do not sleep on grilled veggies.
Yeah,
So,
it changes the
so
flavor.
what you should do is grill some beans one time, then, Johnson. It's a
I don't
long
know.
story,
Does that
chef.
work?
That's a whole nother 3-hour episode.
I don't like beans.
Oh, you don't like
Yeah,
beans?
you don't like beans.
I
Like
eat
green beans or like legumes?
No,
All right,
legumes.
get the breakdown. Get the breakdown. Get the breakdown.
I eat green beans, lima beans, jelly beans, and Boston baked beans. And the last two are candy.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? I don't like beans a lot either. It's texture for me. I'm not
Ooh,
like my chili. It's cool if you want to add beans. I'm not adding chili to my beans. I'm sorry.
Oh.
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh.
yes,
Different.
yes, dude.
Oh, I'm out.
This is officially the best show ever. Officially the best show ever.
Oh my god!
Officially.
I said you can add
these
beans.
things right here
Do
say
it.
beans
Oh
on
no! I'm talking to a master. Oh no! Wait, were these one in Texas or somewhere else?
No. See, there's a difference. That's Texas bolognese.
They're mean. They're mean
Tony,
about their.
I do not hate freedom, Tony. I just hate beans. I hate freedom. It's pronounced frijoles, Tony, not freedom. Frijoles. We got a friend here for you.
Boom.
Helicopter! Yes!
Yeah.
Hi, honey. No, okay, so we were talking earlier. We, Desiree from Cooking Comedy and Chaos, we met in person maybe 10 minutes before we had our, epic collab. And my sister got unicorn caps, and we tried to helicopter them. And she ended up in the emergency room the next day with her neck. She hurt her neck.
Oh no!
Holy crap!
That's what would happen to me. That's exactly what would happen to me.
That's our luck right there for sure.
I have my spinal column is less than sound. We'll say so.
A lot of chefs are like that. I mean, I have back problems too. Like it's, you're always bending over, heavy lifting, and yeah, it's not easy. But yeah, I love Desiree. Hi, honey.
I would love to say that mine was just from cooking, but I was a wild child. So I went to a festival concert with my daughter, like this punk rock stuff that we're super into, and that was rough. I went to them almost every summer growing up and thought it was the same. I'm not the same.
So basically what you're saying is you figured out you was a little bit older.
I've been knowing. I just didn't realize it was that old. I didn't know there was this many miles on the tank.
That's funny.
Oh. So I got to ask, who's your women chef inspirations? And they don't have to just be women, but I know we want to celebrate them. It's Women History Month, and I have some favorites. I've got two really big favorites. So, but
my favorite is Julia Child. I've always loved her. So my grandma, I mentioned my grandma. We used to watch PBS, and she was, Graham Kerr and Chefs Around the World and everything. and she was the first woman chef on TV, and I feel like she was a trailblazer. She's really tall. She was 6'2". Do you believe that? She
I
was
know.
6'2"
That's
at that
taller
age.
than me. Taller
And
than me.
So I'm 5'11", and I've always been tall. Like, the first boy in my class to be the same height as me, it was like 10th grade. I'm like, we're going to prom, we're going to homecoming, we're going to everything. So I love her approach. Like, yes, you can do these things, and yes, you might screw up. Like, I remember that famous thing where she flips the omelet. She's like, "Oh, you're in the kitchen. No one will know."
Right.
I love what she brings to the table, and I have her book. And when I got her cookbook, I cried because I was like, these are her words. This is her work.
Right.
This is what she, did all these, endless hours to produce. So yeah, Julia Child. For
Right
sure.
on.
Yeah.
Her and Marcella Hison from Italy, they
Mm.
call her the Julia Childs of Italian cooking. Yeah, those are like two of my idol. I have their cookbooks. Yeah, cookbooks are like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
I'll look
Oh
at.
my gosh! Look at my. Hold on, I gotta show you.
Oh, here we go.
I have like tabs on my books.
Yep, that's exactly what I do. Yep, this is a
really good cookbook, Mexican Every Day by Rick Bayless. I actually just used it today. I made what was it? Enchiladas. I made enchiladas today.
Oof.
It's a good cookbook for sure. Use it a lot.
What's your favorite recipe from Julia Childs then?
Her beef bourguignon. Yeah. There's a lot of recipes where I will say, okay, I'll follow it kind of, and then just do my own thing, but with that one, don't change a thing. It's good to go. Yeah. Good. I really want to go to Washington, D.C. I guess one of the Smithsonian's, they've transplanted her entire kitchen that she had in home and recreated it in the Smithsonian, like her stuff. And I just got the chills thinking about it. I feel like when you have a passion for something, people always ask you, where did this start? And it's my grandma and Julia Child. Like, those are the two people that really started all this for me. And I love her. So, yeah.
Yes. Jennifer Shepherd. Absolutely.
Anthony Bourdain. Okay, that's my twin sister. Jennifer's my twin sister. Hi, Jen.
Oh, hello, twin sister.
Yeah. My mom. Yeah. Okay, so if I had a nickel for every time I told this story, I would be rich. My mom and dad did not know they were having twins until an hour before we were born.
Ooh.
Yeah. And guess who was in the waiting room to match to Jennifer's name? My Aunt Janet. So that's why my name's Janet, because they need another name. So hi, Aunt Janet. Yeah. So it's just crazy. Well, actually, we were talking about earlier that you're in California. I was born in California and moved all around the country because my dad was in the Navy, but my mom is from Pittsburgh. So that's why I just feel like it's home. We used to always come here for holidays and things like that. But I love it.
So where's the best cheesesteak?
Cheesesteak? Oh, that's Philly, honey.
No, I know, but
around
it's the same state, right?
Well, yeah, but it's like 5 hours away.
You guys don't care about it? I figured it was a state.
I thought it was a state thing.
Yeah, me too.
So we can't claim a good cheesesteak and say it's better than anything in Philly without you know what I mean? So
apparently the best Philly cheesesteak is from New Jersey. So
I know, I've heard that too. So around here, I would say there's this place called the Strip District. You think it's like the red light district, but it's not. It's like the Foodie district.
Oh, okay. Would have never guessed.
Yeah. So if I say I'm going to the Strip, I'm going to the Strip District, like where the food is, like all these markets and all that stuff. And I lost my train of thought because now I'm thinking about strippers. Damn it. What was I saying?
Strip District.
Come on, T.
Cheesesteaks. Pepe's. There's this place called Pepe's, Peppi, and they have really good cheesesteaks. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I would say.
What's the hot food in Pittsburgh then?
Oh dear. Well, I know I sound like I'm from Minnesota.
Oh dear.
I would say there's a big Eastern European group of people that have settled here over time. So I feel like pierogies would probably be like our flagship meal. I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates have pierogies run around the field every game, so I feel like we're going with that. That's what we're going
Okay.
with.
All right. Did not know that. Apologize, Pittsburgh. Don't
That's
hate
cool.
Yeah.
Do you know what a pierogi is?
it. I do know what a pierogi is.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay, cool. Because some
yeah,
don't. Some don't.
Tony loves pierogies. He loves
Who's not
pierogies.
here? Yeah. Where's Tony? No,
Oh,
but pierogi.
I popped up his comment.
Oh, I'm
He-
sorry.
He's the leader of the Dude Network of this wild crowd.
Oh, that Tony. Hi, Tony.
Yeah.
The boss.
Oh yeah, Rise and Slaw. Oh my God, I just had permanis for dinner tonight. Oh my God, it's so crazy. I could show you a permani sandwich. Do you want to see one? Like the layers. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, this is the foodie
Absolutely.
show. This is wild. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Live action right here.
Oh man, where'd it go?
Somebody done eat it.
I got it. No, my husband didn't get to it. We're good.
I was like, yeah, he came home.
Okay.
He's like, oh, I'm eating this.
All right, so this is the pastrami. I don't know if you can see it. Is it like zooming? Okay, so pastrami, and then this is the coleslaw that I have literally for the last 20 years tried to recreate, and I can't figure out what the recipe is. I don't know. And then there's a tomato, and I got some cheese, and then right here you can barely see it. Those are the French fries. So with this sandwich, it's very key to not drop it from your hands once you start eating that, because it'll all fall apart. But if you keep it in your hand, like it's all contained, you know what I mean? So that's a hack for.
Oh, that's a wicked little package they have.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
You
Go ahead.
You just that yeah. I would weigh 100 more pounds if I live in Pittsburgh eating those sandwiches. There.
I'm going to give you another tip. For some reason on their menu, they say that the steak sandwich is number 2. Don't get it. Like I think
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first.
It's terrible. Like for the first 2 years, I had that, and then I finally had pastrami or like corned beef or something else. Oh, now I have pastrami in my hair. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And I tried something else. I'm like, I'll never go back to that number 2 sandwich. That shouldn't be number 2. So yeah, you heard it here first. Don't do that when you go to Permanis. And there's no T in Permanis at all. It's not Permantis. It's Permanis.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, Tony.
Here.
Damon, what do you got? Hey, we're used to it. We got a buddy from Texas, so we hear about all the time how none of us are even real America. So
I'm not pulling that yet.
No, so you say one of your inspirations was your grandmother.
Yeah.
What's one of the recipes that you still do today that you picked up from your grandma?
Ooh,
So funny you ask. I just did it yesterday. So she makes this thing called soup and noodles. It's not chicken noodle soup, but basically what she does is take, the chicken bones that she had left over, and then some beef bones as well. And she'll put it in there. But the thing is, with a lot of chicken stocks, people add carrots to it, and she doesn't add it until the end. And I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference in the flavor. I remember I would try to recreate it. I'm like making a chicken stock like I thought she did. And it didn't smell the same. And then finally I stopped with the carrots, and I basically was like, this is it. This is what it's supposed to be like. And she would make her own noodles. She would keep the carrots whole, so you could like take them out or not, add them to your bowl if you don't want them. And so kids can eat it and they don't have little pieces that they need to pull out. So yeah, her soup and noodles, I will always recreate and try to pass along, because it's good. I would eat like 4 bowls and be so full and want more, so
Yeah,
it's tough.
That's awesome.
All right, folks. We're about midway-ish.
Uh-oh.
To win the secret bottle that'll be sent from me to you, where is the habanero from? Where did the habanero come from? The first person I see put it in the chat will win that. So that's the midway. And don't forget, hashtag cabbage, hashtag cabbage. You win yourself a sample pack from Monkey Seasoning.
I'm watching it.
Right, now back to the show.
Yep.
Okay, I got to get into some of these hacks.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
So, what's your the top 3 favorite hacks that you've shown to the world? We don't give any content away now, but
yeah, you got to go watch. My favorite hack is the egg peeling hack. peeling an egg every time. It works. And then the peach pit hack, taking a peach pit out of a peach.
That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was pretty wild.
It works. Now that's usually for like what they call freestone. I learned this. I was taught. There's clingstone and freestone, which means the pit is, you know, more engulfed, or it's harder to get out, basically. But anyway, the third one. When you do like an over easy egg, I actually haven't shared this one yet, so you guys are getting a little sneak peek. I just partnered with Happy Egg Company. So I'll be sharing this.
Shout out, yeah.
You know those orange eggs everybody loves, or egg yolks. But anyway, what you do is whenever you have an over easy egg, over medium, over hard, whatever, when to flip it is there's like this outer rim that's called the albumin, where it's not like the egg white that's the outside, it's not the egg yolk, it's like in between. And when that albumin becomes a little milky, that's your cue to turn it over, and it's going to be perfect every single time. I got something in my hair. So yeah, those are my top three.
Did you party with that pastrami sandwich earlier?
I mean, it's like it's on my name. I'm looking at it like maybe I should eat this. But yeah, those are my top three. More to come. I have, like I said, I have a whole laundry list in my phone of things I want to share. So
right,
stay tuned.
So what made you start you have series now too?
Yeah, so
series the
put that shit on everything.
On everything sauce. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that with Red Hot, Frank's Red Hot, the old lady put that shit on everything.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that because you can make one thing and keep it in your fridge and use it for multiple uses throughout the week. You know what I mean? I'm also going to be starting, like, I don't know if people want to know this. And this is the thing, like, I want feedback of what people want to know about, because I'm a chef. I know those things. I don't know what's difficult from other perspectives, like what they don't know. I would love to do like timing. Okay, here are the three. Here's a meal that you're going to make. This is what you start first. This is what you start second. This is what you start third, for it all to come together at the same time. You know what I mean? The other thing I was thinking about doing is portioning. Like if you have a dinner party, like how many pounds of beef do I get? How many pounds of vegetables do I get? So over the years, I've kind of like fine-tuned those sorts of things so you don't have a ton left over at the end. So those are the two things in my mind, two more series that I'm going to do in the future. So if
I could, both absolutely great ideas. Selfishly, I would like the first one you talked about.
Good to know. Good to know. No, that's what I want to know. I love that.
I've gotten way better at portioning, but yeah.
Because I'm sure that there's a lot of people that just have 2 people in their household or 4 people in their household. They've gotten used to it, you know. And not a lot of people are confident enough in the kitchen to host a dinner party or host a bunch of people that they cook for.
Right.
So yeah, that's helpful information. I love feedback. I'm one of those people, like, I'd rather know than not know. So please tell me. I want to know.
I like, actually, I used I was trying to teach a grandson how to use a knife. He was holding it way back and he was going like this. And I was like, no, you got to choke up on it. And then I actually, look, here, let me show you a video. And I pulled up your series of mistakes I've made or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, see, just hold it like that. And it wasn't just me telling him something. It was like, oh, okay, that is right.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, I feel like that's the thing. As soon as you see it, you're like, well, I could do that. Yeah, sure. You know, if you're told it's something different. Yeah. Cool, man. That's awesome. I love hearing that stuff like that. That's my favorite thing to hear about. Like when people send me a message, I tried your recipe. I didn't think I could do it. It was amazing. I'm like, that's what I'm doing it for, you know?
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the real accolades that matter right there.
Exactly.
Cool. Yep. I help improve your life somehow. Not even necessarily on purpose.
Yeah, and I have no clue who you are, where you're from, what do you do. Like, just I think food is like a common language. It brings people together, no matter where you're coming from. And learning something new. Like that's why I love cooking classes, because I get to hear that. Oh, you know, like I've been doing it wrong all this time. You know,
right?
So, it's
right.
Really cool.
And it's funny you brought up risotto. We had a friend chef of ours from your same area.
Oh yeah,
Chef Aaron Holmes. He has his own. He does private stuff, and he built this mini commissary kitchen in his backyard. It's super awesome, and he's got like stuff you can order or whatever. But he came on the show and cooked risotto, And I feel like a lot of people are like, he did this in front of us on a show. Like
Yeah.
it can't be that hard.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was funny that you brought it up and you had just done a video on it.
I know. I think it's like whatever you put out into the world is going to come back to you, either good or bad. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you're teaching people, you should not be scared. Like, yeah, you might cut or burn yourself. Like I still do myself, you know, things happen, but just keep trying. Because when you serve a meal that everyone is like, wow, that's good. Like it makes you feel good. You know, it's instant gratification. It's something that you put on a plate and, you know, I love that kind of thing.
Yeah, because that's just easy. Just like one of the latest ones you put out is just like the pancake mix to
Yeah.
make, you know.
Yeah, that one.
I mean,
That's probably.
to
I
sit
was
there and
gonna get to
say
that.
you got the pancake mix sit for 5 minutes. I didn't think of that.
But how many things in our life do we rest, Damon?
A lot.
Everything.
Yeah.
I know. And then those like bubbles, you know, the leavening agents just kind of bubble it all up. And it, like I said, it was an accident. I was changing a diaper. I came back. I'm like, what the hell happened here? Like, I'm going to keep doing this way, you know?
Yeah.
But
That
that's
was
little serendipitous things that happen. I just love sharing.
Okay, so which leads me to another question.
Okay.
How many hacks you got like that were just accidental because life happened hacks?
Quite a bit, actually.
Right.
You know what I try to do? I will say this. If I learn something from someone else and I remember who that person was, whether it be a restaurant or a recipe or a technique or a hack, I try to give that person credit because yeah, we're all learning. And if that's something that you originated, that you brought to my attention, I want to tell you, like, thank you for bringing that to my attention because I'm going to tell all these people to follow me now, you know?
Yeah.
I don't feel like hacks are necessarily hacks. I feel like they are something that you didn't know before that can make it easier for you. And now you know, and your life has changed, you know? So, yeah. Some guy, I had some trolls, you know, we all have trolls.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it's nice because I'll delete it and block them gladfully, like right after, like, you're done. I don't want to see you anymore. But this one guy was like, nothing you do is hacks. Oh, we know all this stuff. I'm like, well, some people don't. So why not share it? You know?
Me,
yes.
I am sorry. Who hurt you? And how can you deal? Whatever.
I always leave them up. Every time I post some, the ones I always get heat on is when I cook my beef because I like medium rare. Maybe it's a little bit on the rare side sometimes. I don't freaking know. I call it medium rare because I pull it at that temperature internally.
Yeah.
And the internet very much cares.
Oh yes, they're
very much cares about what you say that internal temp of that beef is.
Yeah.
And it's funny because if it goes enough, most people, like, I've had so many sub comments of people going, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it goes wild. People come to your defense. It's like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, there are times where you need to take cooking seriously, but the majority of the time it should be fun. Yes. And, you know, like, I don't get that. I mean, yeah, those are those types of people and they could do what they want to do. But I feel like if you're having fun with it, that's the best. Like, that's why working in a kitchen, people like to work with me because, like, we would listen to good music. I would tell funny jokes, hopefully funny, you know. But it's just, you know, be serious when you need to be serious. Other than that, have a good time. It's life. You only got one. So, yeah, that's just me. Try to keep it low key. But I'm just trying to teach whatever I can that people want to know about. So I just love it.
I think it's really cool because the, you know, like you said, the country shut down for a while and people had to all of a sudden start cooking for themselves a lot more. And a lot of people figured out, hey, this is better and I like it. But maybe you don't know, you don't have skills to make things better or do the things you want to do, like you think you can't or whatever. And I think, you know, it's like, I know for me, that's what I do. I just immediately go to the internet, like, how would I do this? And if I can't come up with it, I immediately, because there's, you know, for everything, changing a tire on a car, whatever you need to do, just go to the internet. And I feel like for a while, some of like the kitchen stuff was kind of well, you need to go to school for that. Like,
Yeah.
kind of, it's like, not like, oh, we're holding secrets, but like, well, that's our way of life. So kind of hold it tighter, but not
Yeah.
that you're giving away super secrets, but it's just nice to see for everybody else being able to learn. And I know I'm a huge, well, I'm still a student of YouTube University. So anytime someone comes out with new stuff, I'm telling you, like that resting, I'll never know why that resting that pancake batter blew my mind so hard, but it's just like, no way.
I love that. No, that's cool. No, I feel like a lot of people have, like you said, they take it too seriously and they say, this is the way I do it, and that's the way it should be done. And the way you're doing it is wrong because it's not the way I do it. And why? Like, just if you're getting to the end point and you're having a good meal and you're not giving someone food poisoning, knowingly,
Right.
do you. Like, whatever you
That's
want
right.
to do, buddy. This is how
Right.
I do it.
And I've been recently going over some like the history of cooking, like from the moment humans discovered how to use fire and like how we really started getting where it all came from. And trust me, folks, if people just stuck to what everybody else knew, we'd be eating the same muck they were putting on
Mhm.
on
Right.
the whatever they were using to cook back then. It's a
Yeah,
very good thing people don't listen to other people when it comes to cooking.
Mhm.
exactly. Totally agree.
So, what's like a normal meal for someone who's cooking for, 9 families, private chef and red wagoning it up out there? What's like a normal what does a chef make it for dinner for their family?
Oh dear. Well, I mean, it varies. I'll do like 4 different meals a week. A
Mhm.
chicken, beef, fish, and then whatever on the bottom. Sometimes I'll do like a vegetarian, but sometimes I'll add meat to it. My meal prep this week, I got sticky honey garlic chicken. That's sticky honey garlic chicken. Yeah.
Mm.
Mahi mahi with a lemon beurre blanc sauce. Oh, I got this egg roll in a bowl that's really cool. So basically, like deconstruct an egg roll and then put the crispy wontons on top instead of frying it all together.
Yeah.
Mm.
So good, so good. But yeah, I just kind of switch it up. Like I know that my clients have kids or have some dietary issues that I need to address. And what's nice is because I only have 8 or 9 clients, like I can cater that to what they want and say, oh, okay. So like last week, one of my clients was out of town. They're like, I want your pistachio salmon. Can I have it, please? And so I made it for them just because, that's what their favorite thing is. Yeah, pistachio crusted salmon. That's another good one. But I love, sometimes I feel like I would love to have a private chef. So I'm like,
Preach.
right?
Yes.
Because I'm cooking for everybody else. And I'm hoping that I made extra for my family. But sometimes I've gotten so good at portioning that I have just enough for everybody.
Ooh.
But yeah. But I don't know, providing that time that those families can spend with their family and not have to worry about, what groceries to get or what to prepare when they get home from a long day. Like I love giving that sort of solace to them. So
Well, if you ever want to take it to the next level, this guy's offering his debit card for your egg roll bowl. So
Yeah. Okay.
no, real
Okay.
wide. Go real wide. Yeah.
You're gonna have to ship that thing out there.
Yeah,
So
right.
is that what you usually try and do? Is just make enough so that you have stuff to eat at home too?
So what I do is I will produce the meals at one of my clients' homes and then disperse it from there. Because in
Oh,
Pennsylvania they
okay.
have a certain thing where you can't like make things in your home. Like you have to either go to your client's kitchen or have a commercial licensed kitchen itself, which
That's
is
a
my goal. But
that's a genius hack right there, folks. Look at
what
this.
For
working
sure.
in your client's home? Yeah,
Yes.
and then
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yep.
because there's
Yep.
lower overhead, you're not paying for a commercial
Bingo.
kitchen.
Yeah, right.
You
That's
know,
good. We got
that's
hacks coming out the ears over here.
that's why I like where I'm at right now with what I'm doing. And yes, it's exciting that things are kind of blowing up and I'm pulled in a lot of different directions. But I'm excited to see what's happening. I just don't know how to navigate it because I've never done this before. So
Sure,
it's fun.
sure.
Yeah.
How
And then I
cool
get to
though.
see you guys. So this is awesome.
Right.
Heck yeah.
And that's how we feel like when we came up on a year, we're like, wait, no way. Like this is our or my bee's knees. I love doing these podcasts. So
Yeah.
in
It
fact, I
shows. It shows.
look back on this, it's just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So not sure where it's headed. I got dreams, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just neat. And like meeting you and everybody else along the way that we've met and got to interview, it's just wild. It's so wild.
I know, to connect from across the country. Because where are you guys
Right.
at? You're in Cali, right?
California,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm from South Carolina. Yep.
South Carolina. Nice.
Yep.
I can hear it in the voice.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Fortunately.
No,
Fortune.
seriously, no. I'll tell you. I'll tell you this. My other inspiration, cooking wise, is my uncle Mike from Alabama. He's lived here for about 40 years, and his accent gets stronger, I think, every year. But no, he's one of those people. He's one of those people that introduced me to ingredients and dishes that I had never heard of before, like red eye gravy or I don't know, sausage gravy. You know, his
Yep.
pulled pork. Oh my god, his pulled pork! I want that recipe so bad. I'm gonna barter and trade somehow. But yeah, I think people from the South have such a love affair with food and
Right.
making it good and sharing it with those that they love. So I like Southern people.
Oh, this is a good question right here. Have you ever thought of this?
Co-packer nationwide. It's in my mind. It's quite an undertaking because you have to
Right.
be
That's
USDA certified,
huge.
and this is the thing. Like you have to actually have someone from the USDA to come to your location and watch you cook, like once or
Mhm.
twice a year, to make sure that everything's kosher.
mhm,
So it's an undertaking, but it's in my mind. Yeah, I would
crazy.
love to. Great
Yeah,
question.
that would be wild to be having your meals eaten all over the place. To me, like that would. It's like you said earlier, when you wow people, I have one image burned when I did a brisket and it didn't come out perfect the way I wanted to slice it. It was still good, so I just chopped it all up and made sandwiches. And when I watched my brother-in-law like buckle and just go, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh," it was like that. Just I was like, "Okay, I can cook."
Yeah, that's
There's just
cool.
those little moments like that.
No, that's what you got to. I mean, that's what keeps you going. Because, like I said,
Right.
you can screw up anytime. Yeah. Just think back to those times.
My biggest screw ups now are like I cut myself, burn myself. I'll grab stuff that I know is hot and I'll like be reaching for it. My brain will be saying, "That's hot." And I'll just grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like you know how a pilot gets their wings. I feel like I look for scars on chefs. Like, are you really a chef? Like, do you have burn marks on your arms? Because I
Right.
got them. So I feel like if you're saying you're a chef, like we talked about before, and you haven't really bare bones, nitty gritty, getting in
Oh,
there, then you can't call yourself a chef.
I do not. I call myself
Mm.
wannabe pro home cook.
Well, we like
Right.
people like you because it makes us, it just spreads the word.
Look
Like,
good. Yeah, I
do
get
your
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you guys look good as chefs. I hear you.
That guy thinks
You
he
took
knows
that
what
the
he's
wrong
doing.
way. You took that the wrong way.
No, I didn't. I just couldn't help the joke.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
You
But
guys.
starting your career at the golf course, did you think you'd be where you at now? Starting at the golf course?
No. Okay, so I went to University of Pittsburgh, graduated with a marketing degree, and then I was working for this guy, really nice guy. He used to be a physician, and his wife liked to have a lot of parties. And one time she was having a party, she was behind the 8 ball, and I was like, well, I like to cook, I'll help out. And I ended up kind of taking over. And literally Monday after, my boss sat me down. He's like, listen, I don't want to lose you as an employee, but what the hell are you doing? Like, I see you in front of the computer, I see you in the kitchen. If you find something that you love and you get paid for it, do it. So that just resonated with me. And I think it was 2 months later, I enrolled in culinary school, and then rest is history. I just wanted to learn as much as I possibly could. Like, I
wow,
just
cool.
be a sponge, because I was older than everybody in my class. Like, I was, everybody else was coming out of high school, and here I am, 23 years old. But I just, like I said, I love to learn. I'm a big learner, always trying to learn something new. So yeah.
Heck yeah.
What's
And then
your
I met my husband. Oh, let me tell you this. I met my husband when I was in culinary school at a Quaker Steak and Lube, which is like a bike joint, like a wing joint on bike night. Okay.
Yeah.
And and he was playing pool and he found out that I was in culinary school and I could play pool and he was like, sign me up. I'm good.
Winner. Right. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, I better put a ring on that thing.
Later, so yeah, he's a good
Cool.
guy. Oh, I'm stuck.
So,
Oh my God, stop for a second.
No, sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the comments to make sure I don't miss questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't see them. There's comments. Yay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We have a very active chat.
Oh dear.
Yeah. You can see it, but you'd have to. It would be.
I'll watch it again. I'll come back.
Yeah.
So you wanna circle back real quick since we're at the top of the hour right here.
Oh yes.
For your habanero.
There was 2 close comments, and then the first comment circled back and nailed it. Now I know there was been a ton of other ones entered, but the one we found the answer we know is Peru.
Mm-hmm.
So
that would be come back. That would be
right.
Peru right there.
So T, hit me up on Twitter. Give me your information or whoever you want me to send that bottle to. Like I said, little hint on the question. That's all I'm gonna say. I've said too much. And we'll go a few more minutes, but last chance, last call, everybody. #cabbage. #cabbage gets you in to win a sample pack of Unky seasoning. Eduardo, #cabbage. #cabbage, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know who's all in.
I'm gonna enter.
Just
I don't win anything. I don't win anything, but I'm gonna try.
Well, apparently you did because he said he wanted to gift that to you.
Oh my gosh! Are you sure? I mean, wow, that's amazing.
All right.
That's what it says right there.
Can you eat spicy stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. DM me your address. I'll send it out to you.
I will. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. We love to give stuff away. I'm glad you won.
Woo! No.
See, you didn't even have to enter.
No, just show up. There you go. No, I love spicy. Well, I didn't grow up liking spicy stuff because Polish food is very bland, as you know. So, I'm
still a fan of sausage. I will forever love the Polish people for like one pot. I don't know if it's like a Polish dish, but in my mind it is. It's just like kielbasa sausages and cabbage and veggies in like a one pot thing. It's just that's probably one of my top favorite meals.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be at Yinzer Fest. Do you guys know what Yinzer Fest is?
No.
Do you know what Yinzer is? Do you even know what Yinzer is?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. So
I've heard of it.
This is the weird thing. My grandma always said Yuns with a U, right? And then
I've heard this.
Right? In the last 20 years, it changed to Yins, which cool, whatever. But that's how so Yinzer Fest is the end of April, and it's at this big convention center, and they have commissioned me to do like a cooking demo, and I'm going to do. Yeah, I know. I'm so excited.
That's sick. Heck yeah.
I have 30 minutes. I'm like, wow. Okay, I have to fill 30 minutes. So I'm going to do my grandma's cabbage rolls. Halupkis is what they're also called. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what you would traditionally put in a pierogi, like the potatoes, the cheese, the caramelized onions, and put that inside the cabbage. So it's kind of like a pierogi stuffed cabbage roll. Like, whoa. Yeah. I'm really excited about that. Yeah. And then they want me to do my cabbage and noodles, which is also called halushki. See, this is why it's #cabbage.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to be at Yinzer Fest, and I'm so excited. It's going to be a good time.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, I want some pierogi stuff.
Yeah.
Get some Mrs. T's in there. Yeah.
I love cabbage. Oh, all right.
Hey, we got somebody ready for them cabbage rolls.
Thanks, girl.
So the yuns and the yins, it's like you're saying like yous or something,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
yins are going with me, right? Or something like
Right.
that. Yeah, okay.
That's
Okay.
exactly
So
it.
there's a
Yep.
whole festival on yins?
Yeah.
So
Just
it's like your
and
festival?
remember I was talking about Donnie Iris? They're having a whole day like dedicated to Donnie Iris. Like it's very
Oh, that's wild.
That's awesome.
yeah.
And real quick, I do want to circle back to something you just said about this, because this is really cool. Also, not so cool. You said that you have to fill 30 minutes, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I got to fill 30 minutes." I would be pooing my pants. Like, I only have 30 minutes. What?
Well,
So
no.
that's the difference between a chef and a guy who cooks in his kitchen, folks.
Well, so the thing is, like, usually on Instagram, it's about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and on K2KA, it's 4 minute segment, and all of a sudden I have to fill 30 minutes. So I'm gonna grab some friends and
All
family
right,
and
I
do like
get
a
that.
soft run through, like how am I gonna present this? Like, is this gonna take up the time? And then feed all of them. So should be fun. I got some time to. I'm a prepper. I like to prep. I like to have plan A, B, and Z. You know what I mean? Like everything in between. Yeah.
Keep everything in between. Let's get it
Yeah.
all.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
that's only in the kitchen. I'm actually very lackadaisical outside of the kitchen. I'm like, whatever. But in the kitchen, I'm like, I don't know what's going on next,
Yeah, So that's why I cannot wait for your series, like when to do timing. That I need that in my life. So
I'll do it next, just for you. I'll do it next.
yeah, you heard it here first.
Okay, so what's a meal that you usually like? Everything is disjointed. Like, think about like what you would like to learn to do timing.
I'll send you.
Send me something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for
Send me some
sure.
ideas. I love it.
It's
I don't know what other people want to know about, so I love
it's
ideas.
usually having all the sides done the same time as the meat's done. That's
Yeah.
always
That's
my
a good
issue.
one. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's either the sides are done and the meat still got a little bit, or the meat's done, and I'm like, please don't be too cool when I'm, that's my
The
biggest
biggest thing is figuring out what takes the longest. Do that first.
right.
Figuring out what can be made and like held at warm temperature, maybe, just keep it low on your, and then what needs to be done last minute. And that's usually your protein, your vegetables, things like that. But, there's variables. So I kind of want to like dissect a meal. Like, this is the meal that you're going to make, and this is how you do it, not just like blanket statements. You know what I mean? So having those actual meals that people want to know how to produce, I would love to know. So yeah.
Right.
Gimme.
Here's one right here. Oh, multiple proteins coming off at the same time.
So there are ways. Okay, so chicken has to rest shorter amount of time than beef does. Pork is similar to chicken. Fish doesn't really have to rest at all. I mean, there might be some carryover cooking, but as long as you are covering it with something that can kind of insulate the heat, and even if you have to put it back on the heat for a couple of minutes, if it went too long, like it's not going to ruin the integrity of the of the juiciness. If you've seared it well properly, all those juices are going to stay in. So heating it up, if you need to, again, is not a big problem. But so what multiple proteins are you cooking at the same time? That's my question.
Oh, he loads up his smokers.
Yeah. Oh,
chicken,
smokers. Okay.
Pork loins, like but here's the thing. The principles apply the same.
Sure.
It is very transferable. Longer times, whatever, obviously for that kind of stuff, but it's still, I believe, at least in my mind, that's how I just transfer everything. Like, okay, well this would be way longer out here, so it's going to take longer in here. Maybe not as long as out on the smoker, but so.
Well, what he just said, brisket, what was it? Brisket something, wings.
Butts,
yeah.
Pork butts.
In that order. So yeah, in that order basically is what you would do, based on the amount of time that would each one would take to produce, is my thinking.
Heck, I've even, if I've got multiple stuff going, I've even brought out a whiteboard and be like, okay, this is what time we're starting, and we break down every hour from there.
Oh yeah.
This goes on at this time. This goes on at this time.
I do the exact same thing.
Notepads are my best friends, folks.
Yep. And you know what? Do you guys do the same thing, or am I crazy? Do you write something down just to be able to cross it out? if it wasn't on your list. I love crossing things out. Yep, that's my favorite.
Uh,
Yep.
I've done
Oh,
it
list is perfect.
where like I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll put that in, and then I'll just cross it out. Like, no, I don't want it.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm
I feel
weirdly
like,
OCD though too. So
well, I feel like when when you're producing a number of things, having a concrete plan in front of you to know like you're on time, everything is taken care of, you're not forgetting anything that you didn't write down. Like I always will write down my menu to begin with, and then break it down from there. And I even do like, okay, if service time is at 6 o'clock, I'm going to go 5:45, 5:35, 4:45, and just
Yep.
work your way backward.
Yep.
So,
For
all
sure.
time.
an ancillary category. But that's like basically sides, right? Go a follower, see her recipes.
What's ancillary mean? I'm actually not familiar.
Oh, here we go.
So that's at barbecue competitions. You have like an ancillary category where you got to do like a dessert or a side.
Oh.
Right. That's right, Damon. Right.
I don't know. I'm fixing to. I'm looking it up too.
Pull up the Google.
I just don't know exactly what falls under that line. That exactly. I don't do comps. Comps are always tailored to as sweet as you can get the barbecue to taste, and
Yeah, it basically means sides.
yeah, beef to me should never be sweet. It should always be savory. Not okay. Excuse me. There is no definites in the kitchen. I will say that, at least for me.
I'm thinking of all like the caveats.
I will never pigeonhole myself like that. I'm talking about barbecue. Like, I don't know. It's just weird. But my ribs, I don't like my ribs like candy. It's literally like you have to, and it's all about one bite. That's all you get. A whole box of ribs, but they just take one bite, one little bite. And nah, I ain't about it. There's too many weird politics for me about it's got to taste this way.
Yeah, well, it's just so much you have to pack into that one bite. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, hey, the guys that do it, kudos to you. I mean,
Right, absolutely. Look,
hey, we ain't knocking you at no means.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying.
Like I said, that's a craft on its own.
Right. That's like we barbecue, but that's like professional sports barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. Because I say once you figure that out, hey, you got it.
And also what the judges are looking for, you got to figure that out.
Right. But you ask every guy who does comp, we've had on the show, they say, oh, I don't cook my stuff like that at home. I'll never eat that.
Mm-mm.
And it's just like, why would I cook like that then?
It's pride. I think it's pride.
Yeah, it is. We like humans. We love to compete. It is what it is. And I'm not taking nothing away again, but I would rather spend the time to make something that was delicious that everybody enjoyed and not 4 people sitting behind a table.
Yeah. Well, it's also the same thing of like that Boku's door, the whole world goes out and tries to do all, tartans and aspics and all those things that no one really finds appetizing, but that they are trying to show, like you have to know what they're looking for and how to win.
We brought aspects up one time on this show, and I enlightened a bunch of people. Oh, that is so.
You have like a visceral reaction, like no.
Yeah, well,
it's basically like meat in a gelatin mold, is what an aspect is. So,
here we go. No, we just.
Yeah, it's a textural thing. So if you're not,
I watched this foodie on YouTube.
Nope.
Make Julia's Child's liver mousse in aspect. It's literally one of the most unappealing meals I've probably ever seen.
It looks like cat food. Yeah, it looks like cat food.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, sitting on top of cold broth jello, essentially, but I would rather just be broth jello.
Yeah.
It's oh my god.
I get it.
Yeah, it was terrible that night.
You guys are funny.
Yeah, that night was terrible. We went down a whole rabbit hole that night. That was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I like to bring things to the game that people don't know about. Like we did a whole thing about where food comes from. where you like. So Caesar salad was invented in Mexico, Tijuana. And most people associate it with Italy.
Yeah.
But
I
the
actually
crazy
knew that. Isn't that weird? I actually knew it was not Italy. It's not weird.
Because
a
you're
lot,
Polish.
yeah. I'm realizing a lot of people knew. I guess a bunch
Oh
of people
no,
didn't.
I'm sure a lot of people would not. No,
No,
I'm
I
just
know,
really
but
this weird factoid person. Like I want to learn weird things that no one else knows about. So yeah, I
there
like
was
that.
actually a few people in the chat that told us when we brought it up that night. I'm like, how does all these other people know this?
Yeah. 'Cause it was new for me.
Right. The one that blew my mind was ice cream. The invention of ice cream was like 700 BC by Mongolian.
Mongolian,
Yeah,
yeah. I
shit,
know.
that's wild.
How? Like, how do they
Right.
have ice back then? I mean, obviously snow and cold
Right.
temperatures.
Yeah, it was the
Like that, but
cold and the
yeah.
And
horsepower.
like the yak or
That's
goat's
more.
milk would
Yeah.
shake on the back of their horses as they rode. Like, what?
That's
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's how.
learn something
That's
new every
yeah,
day. There you go. Learn something new today. Thank you.
yeah. That
There
you
you
can
go.
go. You can go watch that episode on the Dude Network on YouTube. Another
Is it
British.
available? I
Absolutely.
can see it. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I gotta do it.
yeah,
I gotta do
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's fun. We got more coming like that. I'm so interested in food. It is wild.
No, I love
So
it. I
yeah.
love that kind of stuff.
Anyway, let's get to our drawing real quick because we're getting about time. We usually wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah. We are. We could go. We can go on for
Yeah,
ever.
we'll keep talking for. I could keep talking forever. So
All right. If you in, you in. If you ain't, you ain't.
yeah, yeah. Plenty of
This is
warning.
Yep. This is for the Unky sampler pack right here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Who is it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Oh
He's
yay!
on. He's on a roll tonight. Who's
He's
he
on
gonna
a
give it to
roll.
now?
Yay.
Who's he giving it to?
Go get a lottery ticket, man. Who wins?
Oh, we can just respin it. Let's.
T Carmack, get back
But
at us.
congrats, man.
Right. Yeah. Hey, cleaning
Congrats.
house tonight.
I
Cleaning
ain't
house.
lying. He just sweat. He swept the whole night tonight.
Right. Right. Hey, but hey, he's here every week. So,
That's right. That's right. My man.
so real quick before we get out of here, roll out the red carpet for you. Tell everybody what you got going on and where they can find you.
Oh, sure. Okay, so you see below Chef Life Hacks on Instagram and TikTok. And then I'm going to be at Yinzerfest, like I said, at the end of April, and catch me once a month on KDK's Talk Pittsburgh. If you go on my stories, I'll always show you where to go and see things and learn new things. So just happy to be here.
Right. Oh man. There we go. Oh, you got any final questions, Damon?
Hey, I think everything's been answered. Well, I mean, like I say, we could talk forever, but
Right.
I'll come back
it-
if you want. If you have
Hey.
a vacancy, let me know.
Absolutely. And when we get off the live, we'll go straight back to the studio before, and yeah, we'll definitely try and set something else up.
Yeah.
So
Sweet. Awesome. Yeah, this is awesome. This is really fun.
thank you
But,
so much, Chef
thank you for
Gannon, for
coming.
coming on.
My pleasure.
Seriously. Thank you everybody for being here. Everybody's saying okay. He'll send me an address. All right.
Cool. Appreciate that, T.
Yep. Thank you everybody for being here. Go follow Janet. Go learn something. Learn some new skills to help feed yourself. And everybody, remember, ELE, be like the Dude Network. Love everybody and do something nice for someone this week. Thank you all for being here.